All right, welcome back, JT's Record Room, and Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone as well. Good fortune in the new year. I did go to a thrift store, and I found a bunch of thrift store records. And yeah, Sean, yeah, definitely, it's all about him. And Christmas is just Christmas Eve 4 days away, right? So let me go ahead and get started because there's a lot of records. These were all 25 cents at the local gospel mission right down from where I work. And here is Graham Edgeband, and this was reissued on Cherry Red Records. So this is out of print, and this is with the Gurwitz brothers. This is a power trio. It has never even been open on this gatefold. There's Adrian and Paul Gurwitz that joined Graham Edge. My friend lived with Graham in London in the early 70s. She said he was quite the gentleman, very nice guy, and of course the drummer for the Moody Blues. And here's the back cover, and it is on London Records, and there's the London label. So that was a nice find. And at the other thrift store, Salvation Army, this was $1. Roxy Music, Avalon. Great find. Brian Ferry and Company, and really fantastic. That being, that should be a second pressing for Avalon. And this was a good find. I've never seen this on vinyl. Actually, I did a long time ago, Live and Kickin', Bob Weir's band, Kingfish. And if you're not familiar with Kingfish, this was really his early band when, you know, Jerry branched off and did the Jerry Garcia band. Bob Weir had Kingfish. And he had Robbie Hobbinott on guitar. What a great guitarist. On this album, they do Around and Around, you know, the Chuck Berry song that the Dead used to do Around and Around often. I saw them perform that at least 10 times. And you have, on this one, you have Mule Skinner Blues, I Hear You Knockin', Hypnotized, Jump for Joys on here. Really cool to have this. And this is on Jet Records, Kingfish. Really happy to add that to my Grateful Dead and associated acts. And here's a Ronco, Good Vibrations. And of course, Ronco, you know, wouldn't say they're in competition, but I guess they were with K-Tel. A lot of great tracks on this one. Very clean. Chai Coltrane, Johnny Nash, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Poco, The Hollies, Rod Stewart, Sly and the Family Stone, Albert Hatt, Redbone, OJ's, James Brown, Loudon, Wainwright III, Paul Revere, Ramsey Lewis, The Association. Cool. On Ronco. Nice. Good Vibrations. I bet a lot of you have that one. And later on, yeah, the hat. New Riders of the Purple Sage. This is when they just called themselves New Riders. Peter Rowan was out of the band. Skip Batten from the Byrds was in. And you also have Spencer Dryden. You have David Nelson, John Dawson, Love Marmadukes, and Buddy Cage. And they do a cover of Dead Flowers on here. I had never had this album. Really, I have a lot of New Riders of the Purple Sage. So that's cool. And then out of Philadelphia, PA, Johnny's Dance Band. This is a promo. And they were a bit R&B and soul tinged for sure. This is good music. And they used to warm up for pretty big acts in the early 70s. Mid to late 70s, actually. Fantastic. And this is on Windsong for Johnny's Dance Band. And at another thrift store, this was a great find, Fireworks by Jose Feliciano. And look at the leather cover. I think they got the idea from when Steve Stills demanded that Deja Vu album, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young would be a leather textured cover. I bet Jose got this idea for this 1970 album. He covers a ton of Beatles songs on this particular one. In particular, Let It Be. Yesterday, he does John Fogerty's Susie Q. Blackbird, Norwegian Wood. And then she came in through the bathroom window. Isn't that cool? Love Jose Feliciano. And on Bell Records, a comp of Let the Good Times Roll for a quarter from a gospel mission. Got a big record shelf, 8-foot solid oak bookshelf for $50 from them. And they said, JT, there's some records. So I said, cool. And they showed me, and there's a whole box of them. And I was able to find these. And look at all these artists here. Chubby Checker, Five Satins, Coasters, Danny and the Juniors, Bo Diddley, Fats Domino, Little Richard. And on Bell Records, and you know, Delphonics are on Bell. You had artists like David Cassidy as well on Bell. And here's the Bell label. And next, the very last Guess Who album. This was here for a quarter. And this is Power in the Music. And little did the band know that Burton Cummings was ready to jump ship and go solo. But this is a cool jacket. There goes Burton, gone. And let's see, what a great vocalist, huh? And this is just on the floppy RCA, and these sound, you know, they sound so good. And for $1, Safari's Wipeout, Surfer Joe on Dot Records. Gotta show you this Dot label. Oh yeah. Wipeout, Surfer Joe. Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. This is from 1977, a later album. This was 25 cents. And he's from London. Played with a number of the greats from the late 60s, early 70s, and on Warner Brothers. The Palm Tree, Warner's. Jazz rock, Brian Auger. And Dick Clark, I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of times. And what was great about Dick Clark, he would always be in the restaurant. And I always would, you know, think up something cool to ask him. And when you did, his face would light up. And like I mentioned the Byrds one time, and he just told me stories. He talked to me for 10 or 15 minutes. It was just amazing. The great Dick Clark, he's met everybody. And this is a cool comp. This is the 20 years of rock and roll, and so many great artists are on here. This is on Buddha Records. Tommy James and the Shondells, Crimson and Clover. Here's some of the tracks. And, you know, with the Monkees, the very first member they lost was David Jones, Davey. And, you know, my sister loved him. You know, it was Mickey and Davey primarily on the vocals, mostly in the early days. And this is on Colpix Records. This was his very first solo record. And here we go on Colpix. And the Tremolos, Here Comes My Baby, the Cat Stevens penned song. They made it famous. This is fun to have. These were 75 cents. And this was part of a haul of about 200 records. I had to get rid of about 120 of them. They were just in bad shape, but about 70 or 80 were keepers. Here are the Honeycombs. And this is on VJ. Look at this guy. I love it. Right around, what, 1963 on VJ Records. And that's about a VG++ on that vinyl. And here's a band that was at a party for Nancy Sinatra in Los Angeles, and she loved him, and she got him going. That's the Gordian Knot. This is on Verve. And of course, Verve being primarily a jazz label, but they did pop music as well. And this was fantastic. This is an upgrade of my original Brothers and Sisters from 1973. I bought it in 73, and this was a quarter, and it's in really, really great condition. And there they are. Great that they could stay together after the passing of Dwayne Allman. And Barry Oakley was still alive before he passed in a very similar motorcycle accident. Of course, a lot of you do know that. And the liner notes. And this is all about a second press on Capricorn. And here's one, guys. I got to get my hat right. Daryl Hall, Sacred Songs. I picked this one quite a while ago, about 2 years ago. This was $1. And, you know, what can you say about Daryl Hall's singing? One of the best in the business. From Philadelphia, PA. And lastly, guys, hey, Sean, you want to come over here? Come on over. Here, have a seat. Here, sit right there. You ready for Christmas? All right. All right. Yeah, say hi to everybody.
Hi, fans. Hi, fans and viewers.
Right. So here, you want to hold this record up like this? Hold it kind of high, right there. So here's Otis Redding in person at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and this is on Atco. And this was a really great find about 2 years ago. So on the yellow Atco. Well, happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you. I'll see you next Monday. I won't do another video for about a week. Enjoy Christmas and Happy New Year once again. All right, thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas, fans and viewers.